Alright, so today let's talk about one of my favorite lenses, and here I'm talking about the 70-200 2.8. Okay, so what's up everybody and welcome back to another video on this channel, and I hope you all had a fantastic day. And yes, today I want to talk about the 70-200 and a couple of reasons why I think that this lens is actually worth it. For this video I've collected a couple of reasons why you should definitely check that out, so let's get straight into today's topic with reason number one, and here we need to talk about the size, weight and build quality. So yes, the 70-200 is not a small lens, especially if you compare it with some prime lenses like the RF 35mm or the 50mm 1.8. You will actually notice a difference here. But if we take a closer look at the 70-200, you will notice that the size of this lens is actually really great. I mean, especially for a focal length like that, it actually offers some advantages like the additional tripod collar, or that it's actually really easy to get a steady handheld position to take some shots. On top, the ear version in this case offers some additional switches like those for the stabilization modes, focus modes and the distance. So yeah, in the end it's actually still a compact lens. And yes, of course, the build quality of this lens is just great. I mean, this lens is designed for professional photography, and that you can use this lens in all kind of situations, and especially in the professional lineup you just need the high quality products. So yeah, the 70-200 is actually one of the best all-round lenses and it never lets you down. But that's a perfect opportunity to talk about another reason why I really like the 70-200, and here we need to talk about that this lens is versatile. Basically it offers a great range that you can use for all kind of photography genres, so for example events, sports, wildlife or even basic portrait photo shoots are possible. Especially in cases like sports or event photography you just need the range, and that's why this lens is such a great opportunity, because it combines a really nice range from 70-200 without any big downsides. In my opinion, this lens is just perfect for a variety of situations, and I always have it in my camera bag because especially if you need the flexibility, the 70-200 is just the perfect choice. I mean, for sure 200mm is long, but it's not overkill, and especially if you want to get into wildlife photography, for example, 200mm can be too short, but in this case you can easily use a 2x teleconverter and you're set. So yeah, especially if you like to take a variety of photos, I highly recommend to check out the 70-200. But now let's move on to the next aspect that we need to talk about, and of course we need to talk about Aperture as well. Because if you want to buy a 70-200 you need to decide between two versions, the f2.8 version or the f4 version, which is way cheaper. But in my opinion the 2.8 version is the way to go in most cases. On the one hand you get the nice bokeh if you shoot at 2.8, and that actually makes it possible to underline your key element and to let it stand out. And on the other hand, a 2.8 aperture is absolutely important in low light situations. Because yeah, one of my first event photo shoots was actually really challenging because it was a little bit darker and I just had an f4 lens. So I had to use a way faster shutter speed and higher ISO settings to get brighter images, and especially in this situation I noticed that a 2.8 lens is just the way to go, because it makes things way much easier and you can play around with all kind of settings to get better results. So yeah, the only reason why I would go with the f4 version is if you don't need all these settings and features at all. So for example, if you just take photos on sunny days or in the afternoon with higher f-stop settings, it's just fine to take the f4 version. But especially in this case, before you buy the f4 or 2.8 version, I highly recommend to think about what kind of photos you want to take to figure out which version is actually the best for your photography style. Another reason that I want to talk about is the handling and speed, and whenever I'm out there to take photos with the 70-200, the experience is just great. Because yeah, the overall handling is really nice, and especially the final results are always awesome. A good example is in the last winter I took a lot of photos in the snow, and even though I always use the EF version on the RF mount, it is still super fast. In one of my POV episodes I also took a couple of shots of this bird sitting on a tree, and a moment later a bird flew straight over me. I just picked up the camera, took a couple of shots and I got the shot. So yeah, especially in situations where you need to be quick to get some good results, the autofocus is just phenomenal and makes the whole workflow way easier. But yeah, let's wrap it up here really quickly. If you're looking for a versatile lens for a variety of photography genres with a great build quality, the 70-200 is one of the best options. You can easily get the f4 version if you don't need any 2.8 advantages for any low light situations as an example, but as soon as you want to get started with event or sports photography, I always recommend the 2.8 version, because yeah, it makes the whole workflow way easier. But yeah, these are a couple of reasons why I highly recommend to check out the 70-200. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to stay updated for upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video.